the intercept form equation is y equals a x minus p x minus q. I know, strange. I don't draw q's very often, so looks kind of weird. No, write q's, I should say. The x-intercepts would be then coming from here, so kind of like your vertex pulls from vertex form. This gets taken out of here, so P0 is one of your intercepts and Q0. Thank you. So again, it comes right from the equation. You don't have to think very hard about that. What's actually happening here, because we're going to move on to solving quadratics after this, is you actually set the parentheses equal to 0 is what you technically are doing, because then you're just changing the sign. If you set it equal to 0, it changes the sign. Okay, this is a review. If the A is positive, which way is it open? Up. Because it has not been reflected. What about if it's negative? Down. That's a review. Yesterday, your axis of symmetry was negative opposite of b over 2a, negative b over 2a. Is not the axis of symmetry today. Today, to find the axis of symmetry, you got to find the point in the middle, or the x value in the middle. So it'll be p plus q divided by 2. You've seen this before in a previous class. Do you remember? Maybe not the word, not p and q. x1 plus x2 divided by 2. Geometry, this is the midpoint. So this is how you'd find the middle point of the x values. I'll show you what I mean in a second. When we do this guy, you're going to see it. Don't let your geometry teacher down here. Okay, you're just finding the average between these two so you can find the x value that's in the middle, which sometimes you could probably do in your head. Okay, so we're going to do number 14. Determine the values of p and q. Then we'll use the formula there to find the x value of the vertex, and then you plug it back in. So a lot of it will feel very samey to yesterday. Because I have x plus 1, x plus 5, that means that my p is negative 1, and my q is negative 5. Does it open up or down? Yeah, you have an a value out in front still tells you whether it reflects, if it stretches, stuff like that. So it opens down because it's negative. It does reflect. Okay, so because your p is negative 1 and q is negative 5, I'll zoom in, you know then the x-intercepts. So we'll write these down. Sorry, I don't have fancy lines for you today. Okay, so we're just going to have to go old school. Your two x-intercepts are negative 1, 0, they're 2 points, and negative 5, 0. So you can like box those or something. There are 2 of them, typically, unless the vertex is on the x-axis. So you know the vertex is going to end up having an axis of symmetry at negative 3. So for the AOS, I want it to be black. AOS, to find the axis of symmetry, we do x equals p plus q divided by 2, which in this case is negative 1 plus negative 5 divided by 2. So simplify the top. Negative 1 plus negative 5 is negative 6. And what is negative 6 divided by 2? Negative 3. So this is your axis of symmetry. We're going to jot that down. So AOS, we know now, is the equation of the line x equals negative 3. Okay, that's important. And then the last thing you need is the y value of the vertex. You remember from yesterday, what do you do with that x value now? Plug it in. Goes back in this spot. If you want to find the y value, you use that equation. You can do f of negative 3, or you can do y. You're just finding the y value. So I'm going to probably say y. Y equals negative, and then it's going to be plus 1, plus 5. I'll fill in the blanks in a second. Hold on. You are just plugging into the equation. Negative 3 is taking both of those spots. Just like yesterday, you can type in this whole thing at once, either on your handheld calculator. If you don't have one, you can type it in on Desmos. It works as a regular calculator as well. So you can find the answer to that, or you can do math in your head. Simplify each parentheses. It's negative times negative 3 plus 1 is negative 2. Negative 3 plus 5 is positive 2. When you have parentheses side by side in math, it is multiplication. I saw some weird addition happening in my 5th hour. No thank you. Please multiply when they're side by side. So negative times negative is positive 2 times positive 2 gives me positive 4. And if you paid any attention at all to when you graphed it on Desmos, then you should already know this. Okay? So like yesterday, so you already had the vertex. Yes, I'm making you show the work for it. Yes, you will live. Okay? Because you do have to know how to do it if you take any math class after this one. Or if I ask you, like, where did Johnny go wrong in his steps finding the vertex on the EOC, then you have to know how to answer that question, okay? So you know the vertex is negative 3, 4, which checks out with what you have. Here's the work that I expect to see. I have to at least see, okay, this part, plug it in, answer. Plug it in, answer. If you skip the steps in between, it's fine, okay? What's nice about intercept form is you actually don't have to make a table unless you want to, but you don't have to. So look at this one. Number 16, what is P? You'd say negative 3. Q is positive 1. So you change the signs, because if I set those in parentheses equal to 0, this is factored form. If you remember anything from Algebra 1, you set those equal to 0 and you solve. But just change the sign. Okay, which means that your x-intercepts are these 2 points, negative 3, 0, and 1, 0. And that's so nice because you already have 2 points. You take those 2 numbers to get your axis of symmetry. So AOS. We do x equals negative 3 plus 1 divided by 2. Please don't try to type this all on your calculator at once unless your calculator is really good with fractions and shows exactly like that, because this would get you negative 2 divided by 2, which is negative 1. Okay. That's your axis of symmetry. It goes here. It's also your x value of your vertex. So now where you plug that guy back in, x. So now you're trying to find the y value. So remember, this is the work that I would expect to see. Like, show me the work for finding x, show me the work for finding y of the vertex. Everything else you can get from Desmos. Okay. Negative 1 gets plugged in. So negative 2 times, let's see, this is plus 3 minus 1. And you're plugging in negative 1, so it goes here. And I like to usually do it in my head because this is so easy. This usually is some simple multiplication when you're done. So negative 2 times 2 times negative 2. Okay. The negative times the negative is a positive, so positive 4 times positive 2. And it should be 8. But you don't live under a rock because you could have typed this equation in the beginning in Desmos to see that the vertex should be negative 1 and 8, and then you just have to show the work to get there, which is like so simple, okay? There is no reason to be getting this wrong if you have it right in front of you. Negative 1, 8, and just show me the work for how you get there. Okay, let's chat about how you graph this now. You do have 3 points. 1, 2, 3, and that is good enough. If that bothers you and you would like 5, then you could make a table and pick some more, okay? But just don't graph it as a V, and it's all going to be fine. So negative 3, 0, positive 1, 0, and negative 1, 8, all the way up here. It is not a V. It is still a quadratic, so it should be curvy, okay? But again, if you have Desmos right in front of you, then hopefully you're not going to forget that. Yeah, okay. So if you wanted to like pick more points at negative 2 and 0 and make a table and all that, that's fine. Your vertex still goes in the middle. It's all the same. What's the domain? All real numbers. Very good. The range, lowest to highest. It is at negative infinity and it goes up to 8. Okay, so remember you can say it one of 2 ways. Y values less than or equal to 8, freshmen, sophomores. Or negative infinity to 8. Pick which one you're going to do. And increasing, decreasing just still isn't going to go away. So it goes up, then down, because you go left to right. It is increasing on the left side. Remember, you're basing it off of this, where it's hitting on the x-axis, which is at negative 1. So because it's going up on the left side, that is where x values are what? less to the left. It is decreasing on the right. That's when it's greater than -1. If this notation bothers you, you could say this would be -infinity to -1. I think that's more confusing, but and then this side is the right side, so -1 to infinity. You always base increasing, decreasing off the x values. We're going to chat really quick about how to set up number 17, then you're going to finish it on your own. So 17 is kind of weird because why? There's not a second set of parentheses. Okay. So give me your best guess. What do you think that the other x-intercept is going to be? 0. Yeah, because you could rewrite this as 4 times x plus 0, x plus 2. Or if you set that x equal to 0, it will be 0. So that's another way to think about this one. Can you please try number 17 then? And you can use Desmos to help you check your answers as you go. Try it, raise your hand. When you think you have it, I will check it so I give you the green light to move on. Okay?